Okay, we're live.
All
Hi,
right.
everyone. Great to be here. Hopefully, we've got a few people in the chat, and it's really good to have Mario here from MIPD 1980 EDC, or Mario P, and here with me and Naked Sean. So let me just get rid of this. So just to start, as you're our guest, Mario,
Hmm.
do you want to tell us what you've got in your pockets? Should we do a pocket check?
Sure. Let's see. So I carried a Civivi Elementum with a little uh, thumb stud that I put on there just for easy deployment, I guess.
Oh, that's
Uh,
cool.
got
Let,
a
let me just put your main screen. There we go.
so I have a little leather lanyard on there with a Texas stag bead that I made. Uh, I came across on Facebook Marketplace some months back of this lady just giving away like a bin full of antlers. So I was like, hey,
Oh,
I'll
cool.
take them. So
Yeah.
yeah, I've been
Awesome.
making beads and stuff like that. So I got the Elementum, and then in little custom slip from Stephen Jeffrey. He's got a YouTube channel. He does awesome leather work. I have a 2024 American Workman Saudi. Uh, that's let's see, what else do I have? I have my little pocket pouch. Uh, Everybody around here says that you need a little Jesus in your life, so there's a little Jesus in my pocket pouch.
That's good.
I have a brass Fisher space pen in it. I have I think it's called Boro IT little flashlight. Uh,
Oh, I've seen those. Yeah. Yeah.
yeah, I don't think they make that model anymore, but um, there's a brother in the community, brother Dwayne from Clark's Kentucky Knives. He uh, gives these, sends them around the community. So I have that in the little pouch too. So and then I have band-aids because us knife guys uh, end up
Yeah.
messing around with a knife and end up getting cut, which has happened to me plenty of times at work. So yeah, that's kind of what I carried. Oh, and I did it. I just got this guy the other day for $10 at the flea market. Little 2008 Zippo, all black.
Oh,
But
nice.
yeah,
You can't beat a Zippo, can you? Though?
no. And you never know. And it's funny because I was at work a few weeks ago, and somebody's like, "I need a lighter." They were, I don't know, somebody's birthday or something. Nobody had a lighter, and there's a guy that the maintenance guy. He's like, "I bet you Mario has a lighter." And sure enough, I did.
Are they getting to know you as that guy who has
Oh
who has
yeah,
stuff?
uh,
Yeah.
yeah. They know that I have a knife and I have fire pretty much on a daily basis. So
Yeah, yeah, and
right.
everybody laughs until they need to borrow it. You know,
Oh yeah,
that's
for sure,
that's the thing.
for sure.
And do you have a beverage in front of you, Mario? Do you have something to wet your
So
whistle?
yes, sir. So today I'm brought out the Topo Chico mineral water, original from Mexico. It's
Ah,
imported to the U.S. now. But
yeah,
it's lemon lime, twist of lime. So it's
cool,
a flavored sparkling water.
nice, nice. That's cool. Thanks, Mario.
Hmm.
Sean, over to you.
So I've been carrying, you probably saw this earlier actually, but this is the new Ashley Harrison. This is the Trapper.
Oh, that's
It's in
nice.
the Namibian ironwood. It's got the worked back spring, filed back spring.
Oh, that's very nice.
So yeah, that's been in my pocket in one of Lynn's puss slips. I've also had on my belt actually this belt slip.
Yeah.
And that's got another Ashley Harrison. It's got the Barlow, but it's the one with the thick brass webs.
Oh, the heavy boy, yeah. That's
You saw it, didn't you?
Yeah. It was there at the meetup. Yeah, it's a cracking knife, isn't it?
And it's got a mixture of the chased back spring and then a filed section in the center.
Ah, okay.
So it's got like the vine chasing, which is done by hand with a chisel, believe it or not. That's amazing.
Yeah.
I think.
Wow, that's beautiful.
Filed section in the center, and also there's the little Olight. I'm trying to think what this is. The i3T2.
Yeah.
Just a little basic flashlight that's handy to have, and the Open 2, the mini one with. This is the one that it's got. So it's obviously got the pen, but it's also got the pencil.
Oh, the pencil on the top.
On the top.
Cool.
So.
Yep. Yeah. I need to get one of those. I've got a standard Olight pen, but not one of those. That's cool.
Yeah, that's basically.
And you've got something to wet your whistle. I'm sure
I've got a copy at the moment, but I've also got some water, so
yeah,
I'm covered.
That's good. We don't want you to dry out. It's thirsty work. This knife talk, isn't it? That's cool. Thanks, Sean. I just go through mine. As always, I've been carrying the UK PK. It's looking a bit messed up because where I walk along the canal, there are a lot of brambles hanging over. There seems to have been a sort of with the wet weather, everything seems to overgrow. I found this is great just to whip out. Well, if there's nobody about, just to whip this out and just to cut through the brambles. It just slices through them really, really well. And then, as usual, the Midnight Manager, because that has the pen and the light, and that's always in my pocket. The scissors I tend to use most of all as well. So when I was out walking, I had that, and then my usual keychain with the iMini 2, which comes on when you take it off, and the Gerber shard as well, which is handy just to pry open things, and particularly because it has a cap lifter. So that's and I was using this at work. We had an after work sort of function, and they had a few low alcohol beers and normal beers, and there was no cap lifter. So of course everybody wanted to borrow that. And then for the rest of the day, I've been around my house. So I've been carrying this big boy. So I got this in one of the Discord sales, and from Elan, and it's my first Buck 110.
Oh, nice.
So it was a good price from Elan, and it's I can see what all the fuss is about now. It sort of feels good in your hand, doesn't it? It's a chunky boy, and it's got a bit of weight to it. It's not looking as clean as when it came to me. I was practicing doing a bit of sort of wood carving with it just to see how it did. And Griff was saying that, it will, as long as you don't do stupid stuff with it, it doesn't need too much sharpening. And I tested it actually. And even though I've been messing about cutting up a load of wood with it, it's kept its edge really well. Ooh. So I think I'm going to enjoy using that as a sort of a bushcraft knife. I had thought I might just get it just to see what all the fuss was about and then move it on, but I think this is going to be a keeper, I think. So, and then just the only other thing, which is a bit of a something that I haven't sort of been carrying today, but I have this week, and this is the Cheese Master. And I did a video on it, which came out today. But one of the viewers said in the comments that he keeps his in his kitchen drawer because it makes a great paring knife because of the serrated blade, and the fork, which is meant to be a sort of a fondue fork, makes a great pickle fork. You know, as well as obviously the cheese knife, which, you know, having the holes in means it cuts through cheese really easily. It doesn't stick. So now I've moved this into my kitchen drawer, and I was using it earlier to and the corkscrew, of course. I was using it earlier to I had to cut up some vegetables, and I ended up taking a little slice off my finger. So it is really sharp, and but as long as you're careful with it, great for cutting other things as well. So I think now that's going to be in my kitchen drawer all the time to use in the kitchen, because, you know, if I'm going to have it, I don't want to just have it for when I want to take it out, you know, to have a cheese picnic or something. So and one last thing, I had these come this week. So a big thank you to Griff. I'm not sure if he's in, but I sent Griff a knife that he took a shine to, that I got at a flea market, and he sent me 3 slips which were amazing. So I'll do a video on them in a couple of weeks and put all the links. If you haven't seen them already, then Griff does fantastic work, and he's got a shop in the Discord group. I'm not quite sure where I put Lynn Slips, but yeah, Lynn Slips, the Puss Slips. She's got a shop on the Discord group as well. Does some great work too. So today I'm drinking a Weiss beer. So I think it's German made, and I'm not sure what the percentage is actually. I guess I should know if I'm drinking it. I'm not driving though, so that's okay. But it's a Weiss beer, and this is the only phrase I know in German that I can repeat is ein Weissbier bitte. So I can order a Weiss beer. But anyway, cheers everyone.
Cheers, Mark.
Cheers.
So Mario, as you're our guest tonight, let's put you back in the center. So how long have you had your channel going, you know, making videos regularly?
So my channel, if you go into the channel and like the description and everything, like it'll say that it's, I don't know, 15, 16, 17 years old. Essentially because I used to use it as a platform to share like my kids' videos with my in-laws and my parents. But actual like knife content or EDC content or anything like that, it's been about 8 months, around October, I believe. So that would probably be my oldest short is probably around 8 months old. I started just posting shorts after being in chats for, I don't know, probably 6 months or so, and just kind of hanging out, and they're like, hey, you have some knives, you know, just post some shorts on it. I'm like, I don't have that much good stuff, you know, or whatever. And now I'm like almost at, you know, 450 subs, which is crazy to me. I was ecstatic when I got 100 subs, you know. So but yeah, it's about 8 months old where that I started posting regularly.
Yeah. And what made you pick this sort of niche for your videos?
So I've always been like outdoorsy, you know, hiking and stuff like that. My kids love it. Like right here in Central Texas, we have a bunch of state parks, and you know, so we've always been outdoorsy type of thing. Not camping too much, especially during the summer here in Texas. You'll die out there in the heat. But definitely like day trips to like campsites and stuff like that, hiking
Yeah.
trails. So I've always had, a knife, some kind of tool, to use out on the hiking trail. But about 2 years ago, I stumbled upon Knife Doctor's channel.
Okay, yeah.
And he was fixing and going out and finding old knives and all this other stuff. And it kind of got my attention because for the most part, I had, a modern folder in my pocket. And it kind of reminded me of growing up in Mexico because my grandpa was a butcher. So he
Yeah.
had those nice, butcher knives, carbon steel, and he was always at the table, sharpening them either with a hone or sharpening stone. And he always had some kind of slip joint in his pocket. So he would be drinking his coffee, sharpening his knife, So it kind of brought me back to that.
Yeah.
Kind of like simpler times, especially being in like the tech industry. I've been in tech for the past 22, 23 years as my job. So
Yeah.
almost like stepping away from that side of just life in general. And that's kind of where it started. Like just, again, going back to like the older slip joints and stuff like that. So.
Oh, that's cool. That's cool. And you mentioned the Knife Doctor. What other channels were you watching before you started your own?
So I started watching the Knife Doctor. Then as he started kind of like shouting out certain channels, I'm like, oh, okay, so this guy kind of does the same thing, or things like that. So I ended up finding Mike over at Make Cutlery Great Again.
Yeah.
And he was doing a lot of his live shows, like, refurbishing knives, cleaning, sharpening, stuff like that. And he's kind of the one that kind of pushed me to like, hey man, like you have some pretty cool knives, like you've been finding some good stuff, like you should post, at least shorts or something, to
Yeah.
share with everybody. So that's kind of where it started. So, and then from there we kind of, we have a whole group on Instagram that kind of hang out throughout the day, on our time zones, kind of,
Yeah.
sort of, because we're all
Yeah.
over the place too. I'm in Texas, he's in Tennessee. Bubba from Bubba's EDC is in Georgia. Nate, Jim. I mean, so many of it's a good chunk of us that kind of hang out during the day, in between work and breaks and lunch and stuff. So, but yeah, that's kind of where it started. The whole, again, just pulling away from the tech side, computer,
Yeah.
and just being, holding something in your hand that you can fix or clean up, to use. And I think we were talking about on the chat on the Lost Boys live earlier, about using your knives. And I think I'm one that, why am I going to get a knife if I'm not going to use it? So that's kind of where I'm at, too. So, but yeah, that's kind of where it all started. And there's so many others. I mean, TK, Thrifty, just so many good people out there, posting good content. So
Yeah. That's cool. And when you started getting back into knives, what sort of knives were you sort of getting? Because did you have many before you had your channel, or
So I had probably a handful, maybe 5-6 knives. And usually they were modern budget knives, CRKT, Kershaw's, stuff like that, flipper knives. And then when I started going to the antique like places and just kind of looking around and seeing what I could find, because of, you see all these like Knife Doctor and like, oh, like I don't know about Case, I don't know about Imperial or Colonial or all these other ones. So that's kind of where I started, you know, finding, those types of knives. And actually one of my first ones that I found, I have it right here, and it doesn't look the same as when I got it, but I found this buck 110, and this one's 81 to 86. It doesn't,
That's
like I
cool.
said, it did not look like this.
Yeah.
It's got a 2024 blade on it now. The previous blade was literally, there was chunks missing out of the whole blade.
Right.
I paid $2 at an
Wow.
antique store for it. And I was like, oh, $2, it's a buck, you know, like I'll just leave it as is, you know, as a, you know,
Yeah.
kind of like a story, whatever, you know. And then like I kind of posted it on Instagram, and they're like, hey, you know that buck will replace the blade for $10, right? And I was like, are you serious? And he goes, yeah, like just do the form, give them a call, and just make sure that you can. Sure enough, I sent it in, and about 4 weeks later, 3.5, 4 weeks later, I got this back. So this one's obviously, as you can see, it's got the squared, you know, bolsters.
Yeah.
Unlike the new ones that are kind of rounded. So, but yeah, it's so now I call it my $12 buck 110. Used to be $2. Now I call it my
Still a
$12 one.
absolute bargain, though. Yeah.
So yeah, that was one of my first ones that I found out in the wild. I think that day I bought a few colonials and imperials. Let me see. Yeah, I call these my triplets. I think that day I bought about 9 knives, and I paid about $55, $60 total for them.
Oh wow,
So
that's
uh,
good.
this little imperial, it's got it's. I'm guessing it's got the crimp on covers.
Yeah.
The yellow one, and then I got the dark brown one. So these three were in the lot that I got. I believe the guy had like $15 price tag on them. I think I paid probably like 10 per knife. And it's funny because I haven't been back to that antique shop, which I'm probably gonna do this summer sometime. And it
Yeah.
was last summer that I got these. So, but yeah, that's the stuff that I've been kind of getting into because of the price. Being on a budget, not wanting to, you know, spend too much money on stuff.
I think it's more interesting as well, actually, because you know you can go onto Amazon and find something and buy it, you
Right.
know, and this is a lot more fun because you never know what's going
Yeah.
to come up, and
Right.
you know, as we saw on the Lost Boys show earlier, and Sean's an avid knife hunter.
Yeah.
Sean, have you got anything to show us that you've picked up recently?
Well, only I guess the ones I showed earlier, but this old timer was
Oh, that's the big boy, yeah.
yeah,
Folding hunter.
Folding hunter indeed. Yeah.
Wow.
Yeah, it's a beauty. It's one I've kind of always looked out for, but never ever seen one. You know, in the secondary market anywhere, in the flesh anyway, so to speak. So yeah, managed to pick this up at the weekend, but it certainly is a beast of a knife. Yeah, it's a big old handful.
Yeah, and you've got fairly big hands as well, Sean. Yeah, so
yeah. Well, I mean, there's all sorts out there on the secondary market. I mean, here anyway, and it's just being in the right place at the right time. A lot of it.
Yeah.
You know, you can go to somewhere every weekend and not see anything, and then just that one occasion you can be lucky and just happen to catch something there that's at the right price.
Yeah.
A lot of luck involved.
Anything else you want to show?
Well, this was the cheapie that I picked up. Joseph Rogers. £2, £2.
Oh, that's a bargain, isn't it?
Yeah, I mean, it
I
didn't look like
I really like the scales as well. Those sort of grippy.
These checkered Beck's covers.
Yeah,
synthetic covers,
wow.
but it was really rusted up. You could barely open the blade. It was incredibly stiff.
Yeah.
And I just said to the guy, how much do you want? He said, oh, £2. So, but it's cleaned up ever so well, very easily, really.
Yeah.
The worst thing was the checker and on the covers had paint on it.
Okay.
It was a pain in the backside to get the paint. It was a case of getting another knife and carefully running through the grooves.
Yeah.
Just to chip it away. But yeah. But it's all there. The blade's all there, and it's got a great snap on it still.
Because I'm sure I've seen knife. Because there's like a is it an army knife or a navy knife which has a similar?
Yeah, I mean those Beck's covers were on lots of different Sheffield knives.
I'm sure I remember seeing them in like tool, boxes of old tools. So there's probably some good stuff hidden amongst some of those things.
Yeah, you never know. You never know.
Yeah. Oh, cool.
So another nice one was this Taylor's Eyewitness, and it's on a Stockman frame. So
yeah.
It's just the two blade.
Do you know? I think I saw one like that at the antiques at the flea fair thing that I went to, and I think it was about 18 quid, but it was right at the end of the day, and I didn't really have the money left. I'd already borrowed some money from my son's girlfriend, so I didn't want to borrow any more. So
there you go.
But this is really clean. I've not touched this at all. It doesn't look like it's been used really.
It's got a nice action on it as well, hasn't it?
Yeah, it's very nice, and a nice sort of federal shield on that as well.
Oh, that's cool.
But yeah, brass liners. Just got the single spring, so both blades off a single spring. But yeah. Oh, that's cool. Thanks, Sean. Right, let me just talk to the people in the chat because I've completely ignored them so far, which is, and I'm really sorry. I just get caught up in talking to the guests. So Tony was the first one in, so great to have Tony Blading Wales here, and Tiffers, Peter Tiffany. So that's good. Cryptic Copper as well. That's great. And Chirk, hopefully Chirk will be on the show next week. He's one of the best moderators in the business, and he's always great at putting up people's channels as well. And good to have Mrs. Naked Sean or Lynn here as well. That's good. Good to have you here, Lynn. A great maker of slips and other leather goods as well. So so check out on the Discord chat. Nige, great to have you listening in. And who else have we got? Slippy, yeah. Hi, Slippy. Good to have you here. And Sean, Watch City Knives. Great to have you here. And I think that was most of it. Dave Johns. Hi, Dave. I saw you were on the show, the earlier show as well. And Jonathan as well. Jonathan's been on the show before, and I think we'll be hopefully getting him on again as well. So, yeah. And if anybody else has a channel or a knife collection and they'd like to come on the show, please just send me a message. My Gmail is on my channel, or pop it in the chat here so I can see it, or the Discord group. I'm always keen to get new guests on. TK beat me to getting Mario on by about 2 days. So, but not that I hold it against him. But anyway, Phoenix Fireheart.
It's funny because I think you had asked me. Well, you had gotten on the Discord chat. And I was like, "Oh, I'll get on."
Yeah, I bet TK saw that. Anyway,
maybe I don't know. And he's
but
like,
no,
"Yeah, I've been thinking of it." But anyway,
it's the nice thing is it's all good. There's plenty of chat to go round and plenty of
Oh,
knives to show. Anyway, yeah, Phoenix Fireheart, great to have you here, and Baldy's Blades. So the man of many live shows, Mikey, and great to have you here. So yeah, Jonathan, I'll drop you a message and we'll set up a slot for you to come on. Okay, I think I've gone through everybody there. So Mario, just so of your videos, what's the one that you're sort of most pleased with, most proud of?
I'll say there's a video that went kind of crazy. I think it was around November. Um, I, I had taken the day off for some reason or another, and I was like, oh, let me make a video because I was gonna go. There's a place here in I live in the Austin, Texas area, so there's a place called the Texas Surplus Store, and they sell anything and everything that either like city governments, the state of Texas, they have like lots and bins of knives and tools and all kinds of stuff, which I've been going to for a while, you know,
Yeah.
and I didn't think nothing of it. I was like, hey, let's go check out if we can find anything, you know. Made a video, uploaded it. The next morning, it had hit like, I don't know, a couple of hundred, you know, views, which for me was like crazy, you know.
Yeah.
Within the week, it was like at 1,000 views, and I think right now it's a little bit over 10,000 views. So
That's cool.
it's more of a surprise, you know, to me because I did put some time into it, but it wasn't like, you know, I'm planning on this thing going all over the place. So that's probably one of the ones that it was more of a surprise. Now, as far as being proud, I think one of my few ones, I think it was a few weeks ago, I had, what was it? Oh, it was around the Texas Blade Show. I was planning on going to Texas Blade Show, and then my oldest daughter, who just graduated from high school, had something come up, a competition type of thing. She does a lot of music, so she's like, Dad, can I go to this? So I ended up taking the money that I had saved up for Blade Show to send her on this competition. So I was kind of bummed. So I kind of made a video. I was like, hey, you know, like I'm not gonna be able to go, this or that. So, but at the end of the day, it was worth it because she ended up making nationals. So she's gonna be going to I think it's Orlando, Florida area in the fall.
Wow, yeah.
So she got superiors across the board, and I was like, okay,
Fantastic.
like I need to stop complaining about not going to Blade Show, and she was able to, you know, do that.
Yeah.
So, which it'll help her. She's gonna be getting
I think Rob nailed it and said, you know, that's been a good day.
Oh yeah. And that's the thing, and that's one thing you'll find in a lot of my videos that I put my responsibility of my family over a lot of everything else, you know. I want to make sure that they succeed more than I did, you know, because I know my parents sacrificed leaving Mexico, coming to the US, working in the farm and picking tomatoes and all this other stuff. Like I wouldn't have what I have right now if it wasn't for that sacrifice. So I want them to be better than, you know, what I've done.
It's what we all want, I think. Yeah.
Right.
Yeah.
But yeah, that's kind of where I think those two, one of them was more of a surprise and makes me proud that I kind of put it out, and then just being proud of my daughter kind of, you know, succeeding too. So
that's cool. And what are some of the challenges you face, you know, making videos, having a channel?
So for me, because of the same thing, so my daughter that I was just talking to, she's my oldest, graduated from high school. I have 3 others behind her. So I think some of the challenges are just having the time in between sports, school, a full-time job, just having the time to do, put aside sometimes even half an hour or an hour to make content,
Yeah.
and but I've come to realize that, whenever I have the time, that's when the video is going to get posted,
Yeah.
or like even right now, what I started doing, I have a little bit of I'm gonna think of, I have 3 videos, and I called it the Minivan Chronicles, which is my trip, to work, and kind of sitting in the parking lot at work before work and just chatting away, so that's almost, there was a challenge, but now I'm kind of trying to figure out a way to, put content out for the people that like it, and stuff like that. So
Yeah, that's good. I like that idea. It's nice to have like a series of stuff. And what sort of knives do you take to work then, Mario? Is there any problem with having knives at work?
so the thing about me, so I'm in IT, so I've been in IT, like I said, for 20 plus years. So there's always computer boxes to break down. There's always something. So I'm not in the classroom. I'm
Okay.
on the outside. So and I live in Texas, so there's very little things to be frowned upon. Like there's I live, like I said, in the Austin area, and right outside of Austin, there's like a 2-month Renaissance fair throughout the fall,
Yeah.
and you see people with swords at the store. Hatchets on the side of their, tunics or
Gee.
whatever,
Yeah.
whatever it is, their mail chain, attire or whatever, and nobody says anything, so yeah, there's not really. Now I usually tend to carry light, just because I don't want to make kids uncomfortable or anything
Yeah.
like that,
Yeah.
because I do, visit the classrooms and stuff like that, but no, like I mean, essentially I could carry whatever I wanted, um
Yeah.
as far as a blade is concerned, obviously not
Yeah. So
anything else,
so
but
what's your standard sort of work carry then, Mario?
so I usually, on any given day, I always have a Saudi in my pocket, whether it's a case or this one right here was a gift from one of the brothers in the community. His name's Big Jim. He has a channel called Barlow Brigade, and he sent me this import Imperial little Saudi, and as you can see, he did the drop point mod on there, and
Okay. I was thinking it looked different because
yeah,
I've got one of those. I think
yeah,
most of us do because they're a good value, but he's made it look
right.
quite a bit different. Yeah.
So yeah, so he did the little, spear point, drop point mod, and then he added half stops to it.
Oh,
Um,
cool.
so yeah, this one, or usually any of my case Saudis are in my pocket and just kind of alternate. I mean, I have so many knives that I could literally take one every day of the week, like day of the week, and not run out. But
Yeah.
us knife guys can never have enough knives. So
That is starting to become a problem for me. I think
right,
that's having um, and I think I'm quite conservative in my carry, so I don't vary a lot. I'm now trying to rotate some in because I also feel guilty if I have stuff that I don't use.
right.
So, you know, didn't always have a lot of stuff growing up. So, I do sort of feel guilty about that. Sean, it's probably time for you to show us a few more knives. There have been a few people in the chat. Well, few. I mean, Slippy and Mikey saying to show an Ashley. Have you got a couple of Ashleys to show?
Well, funnily enough, I'd normally have an Ashley on hand, but tonight is no exception. So this is the Lanny's clip in olive wood,
Yeah.
and this
That's
is
beautiful.
a fantastic piece of olive wood, and probably been mentioned before where the olive wood came from. They were from chopping boards from a restaurant.
Ah, yeah, yeah.
The food inspector had been around and said it's about time these were renewed, and they found their way to Arthur Wright's, and
Wow,
they got used for the covers on some of these knives.
that's awesome.
But it's a fantastic, it's really nice action on this,
Yeah.
and it's such a thin hollow grind on this.
Yeah.
So thin behind the edge.
But it's got quite a belly on it though, hasn't it? I like.
Oh yeah, and it's quite a drop to the clip as well. You know, it counts down slightly on this clip point. It's great.
Yeah. Of course, Slippy isn't happy, so Slippy's saying not that one. Oh, every time I put a comment up, it switches around. There we go.
Maybe he didn't see this at the start, did he? I mean, I'm quite happy to show it again.
Yeah.
The Trapper. This is the
I can see at some point I'm going to have to get an Ashley Harrison.
Yeah. Namibian ironwood. There's also the Brickbuster. That's in desert ironwood, and this has got the chased or filed wax spring with the coined liners. Hang on, I'm going the wrong way.
Yeah.
It's not probably going to show up so well on this camera, but they're coined all the way around. So you've got that.
Yeah. Oh, jeez.
Fantastic.
There's no pleasing Slippy at all. So.
So which one does he want?
Just say Slippy. If you just say it, instead of all this, it's starting to sound like an episode of Little Britain.
I want that one.
Not that one.
Single blade sow belly with snake wood, brass bolsters, plain back spring on this one.
That Slippy is very demanding, isn't he? Considering it's not.
I can't see the comments, so I don't know what's been said.
He says nope. Try again. Even Lynn's saying not that one. I think he's just trying to get you to show a lot of Ashley's, which is never a bad thing.
Could be that.
So
yeah.
Yeah.
You can never have too many, can you?
Right, let's come back to some of the other ones a little bit later, if that's okay, and we'll still keep people happy. So, Mario, back to you a bit. So, what do you like most about this sort of YouTube experience that you're going through?
Oh man, like to me, it's almost just the community.
Yeah.
It to me, like being probably one of the only like Hispanics, both in the U.S. and now I've expanded to over the pond now. But just how welcoming everybody has been, and it's awesome. Like just community, getting to know new people, people with different likes and dislikes, and even different languages, and I don't know, like that's just awesome to me, because how can we say that we're, some people say, oh, well, I'm a good person, but you don't like a certain, race or certain language or certain thing,
Yeah.
and like, to me, like my mom always taught us, you treat everybody the same,
Yeah.
and I've seen that across the community, both on our US channels and, like I said, on the European channels also. So, which is awesome, like that, just getting to know people,
Yeah, I think the knife community is pretty much without prejudice from what I've seen. I mean, there are a few people in the community who have a strange dislike of certain either knife types or blade types.
Right. Right.
Such as one of our friends who doesn't like spay blades much, although he seems to have bought a really or found a really nice spay blade. So I think people have their foibles like that, but I think everybody's been brilliant. I think I'd only had a channel for 3 or 4 months, and Tom from Knife Delights asked me to go on his sort of chat show, and I think we've only had maybe one person who we don't talk about anymore, who wasn't so good, and luckily we don't see or hear from him anymore, which is a good thing. But and some fantastic people, and we talk about Randy a lot because he was one of the great guys who was just so generous. I think the generosity of people in the knife community is amazing. Sending, even if it's just sending around traveling knives, to strangers.
Yeah.
And I think again, I'd had a channel for maybe 5 months, and Paddy was sending around a Jack Wolf knife to somebody that he didn't know at all. I did manage to send it on. I was more nervous about sending that onto somebody else than any other knife I'd had, but that's great. And so as well as a community, what other things do you think you've got out of having a YouTube channel and collecting knives? We seem to have lost your sound, Mario. I don't think it was me. Let me just check.
Still can't hear anything.
Yeah. We seem to have lost you. Do you want to jump off and jump back in again? I don't want to tell an IT guy to switch it off and on again, but yeah, thanks, Chirk. Chirk has always got something to say. It could have been his earbuds. Yeah, that's a good point, Jonathan.
How are you getting on with the dog, Mark?
Really well. She's just asleep. She's asleep underneath the desk. She wasn't in my good books though, because she's been in the pond again. I have a pond, and she sort of paddles in it, and then she stinks. Mario, are you back? No. Is it your earbuds, or have you got something else to plug in? We can keep. Hiya, Woz. Good to have you here. And
hello.
Well, you're back. Brilliant.
Yeah. All right.
Cool.
That's cool.
Sorry about that.
Yeah. Sorry, I was saying. So what other good things have come out of you having a channel and collecting?
So I think the not just the community. Obviously, I think I've gotten a lot of friendships out of this whole thing. Like I said earlier, the group of guys that we kind of hang out, throughout the day on Instagram and stuff, and like even text messages and stuff like that. Like, just so Friday was my birthday, And last week, I was busy at work, so I didn't get on the Instagram chat too long. And at the end of the day, I was trying to kind of catch up, and then I saw something about, man, if I had the money, I would buy this for Mario from Bubba.
Yeah.
And it just kind of went on, and I was like, okay, well, thanks for thinking of me, no worries, whatever. Well, right there and then, they were like, hey, don't read anymore, just leave it alone, like. And I was like, okay. And I think Mike was like, he goes, oh well, he goes, we're just gonna tell you, he goes, we all pitched in and got you a knife, and they got me this 1980 case mini trapper.
Fantastic.
Cool.
I mean, who does that? Like, these guys just kind of all pitched in and got me the knife. And yeah, so this is obviously this one's not going anywhere. And it's just friendships like that I've gained that I would have not if I hadn't posted or be part of the community. And yeah, that I think just the friendships of a lot of people is awesome.
Yeah, that's cool. Yeah, I think the community is the best bit here. And right, I think it's getting to that time of the evening to do keep, carry, scrap. Are we ready for this? Let me just line it up. Oh, I just saw that Parker's in the chat. It was Parker who told me about the idea of having the Cheesemaster blade in the kitchen, which led to me cutting my finger. Cutting my finger wasn't Parker's fault, by the way. It's my stupid fault for not looking and not being careful how I was doing it. But anyway, thanks for the idea. It's brilliant, and thanks for watching a lot of my videos, Parker, as well. I appreciate it. Right, so I think hopefully everybody's seen keep, carry, scrap. So it's just a bit of fun. Unfortunately, I don't have the knives for real. So the idea is I'm going to show 3 knives. One is to keep, and this is like not quite a safe queen, but one that's only going to come out on high days and holidays. One that you're going to carry, so it's an everyday carry, and we expect you to carry it. And then one to scrap. But of course, being knife guys, we don't like the thought of scrapping a knife, so we would probably send it to somebody. It used to be Randy, bless him, who would be the receiver of all these knives. But I think now it's Sean or well, just anyway, we can sort that out. So one to keep, one to carry, and one that you can't keep and that will be scrapped.
Okay.
So now, as I said earlier, I've just got my first buck. So my first buck, 110. So in honor of that, and I saw that you had one on your channel, so I've gone for three bucks.
Okay.
And this one is a SMKW exclusive. It's got that really nice Python micarta, and the blade is satin Magna Cut. Okay.
Okay.
The second one, now in England we might call this a bit of a Marmite knife. I think you'll either love it or hate it. So it's another buck limited edition. The handle has that C-Tech, that sort of honeycomb. It's also got aluminium bolsters, so it's a lightweight one, and the blade is black Cerakote S30V. And the bit that people may or may not like is that this comes with a clip as well, with a pocket clip. Okay, that's number 2. And number 3 is a Blade HQ exclusive in green canvas micarta with satin S45 VN blade.
Okay.
So, Do you want to talk us through your thinking?
My thinking, okay. So the just right out of the top of my head, that SMKW exclusive would probably be my safe queen. Just because I know it's not a cheap one. But it's beautiful. I mean, I like the contrast between the the scales, the brass, and the blade.
That Python micarta looks great, doesn't it?
Yeah. So I would probably keep that one. Carry, I would probably do the Blade HQ exclusive, the green canvas micarta, just because I would probably like to see what the like the wear in or the patina that micarta might get as you use it. And then I would probably say, obviously, the last one, that limited edition C-Tech. I don't like the contrast between the scales, the bolsters, and the blade. The clip I can probably deal with. I just don't know if I like the color scheme on it.
Okay,
I don't know.
That's good. So that's keep scrap carry. Yeah.
Keep scrap carry. Yep.
That's cool. Sean, what's your thinking?
Absolutely the same.
Yeah.
Absolutely 100% the same. I mean, that Python micarta, I think I've got a G-string that would probably match that. So
we can ask Lynn. We can ask Lynn if that's the truth, or maybe we don't want to know the answer, Sean.
No,
but yeah,
no, I couldn't agree any more with what Mario said, and his rationale for that as well. Yeah.
Yeah. Mine is the same actually, and I think I like that C-Tech, but I think it just doesn't work. And I wasn't sure about the aluminium bolsters either, but I saw it and I thought it would be interesting to put it into this. Let's have a look, see what people have got in the chat. Who started? So okay, well at least Jonathan liked the pick. So Mike is saying carry, scrap, keep.
Okay.
Nigel is scrap, carry, keep. Okay, you like that one. Slip is keep, scrap, carry. I think that's Peter is keep, give to Tony, carry. Is that because you don't like it, or yeah? I'm just trying to think. Or you think Tony will like it, so that's good. Was has got keep, scrap, carry. That middle one isn't doing. Hang on, I've got to try and read these before I click on them. That's Cryptic has gone for keep, scrap, carry. Tony's gone for carry, scrap, keep. Just putting them into the right order. Yep. Giveaway. So. Phoenix has gone for keep, scrap, carry. That seems to be the popular combination. Same for Terry. Chirk has got keep, carry, give to Mario. Oh, that's a great.
Thank you.
And Jonathan's gone for carry one, keep, carry, keep, scrap. Right in that. Okay, yeah. Yeah, I was looking at some other ones. I quite like the look of the. There was a slightly smaller buck that looked good. Rob's gone for keep, but I carry it too. Yeah, scrap and carry. I think we've just about done that. Oh, yeah. You can't do that, Parker. You've got to. Good to have Kirby Creek Mo here. I'd love to have you on the show, Mo, as well. So keep, giveaway, carry. I think I'm just about through all of these. I think you can remove the clip, by the way. I think there are 3 screws just here, but then you're going to have three holes in the bolster. Yeah. So do we want to know how much these are up for sale on eBay? Are we interested?
Go for it.
Sheesh.
Yeah.
Really?
Now, this is what they're up for. I'm not sure they'd go for that, but I think it's just useful just to see the comparison. They all seem a bit expensive for me, but yeah. So the middle one was the most expensive, and
Nobody
the
liked
least liked. So it's interesting. It's not as bad as the one I put on from Congies, but I had a really bad one of these one show, and it was like scrap, scrap, scrap. I went for 3 high price ones on a UK resellers site, and this particular one, I don't know if I damned it, but it I think he found it so hard to get rid of it, he ended up doing a raffle for it, I think, or a sort of
That's
a
funny.
prize for it. Anyway, it was just a bit of fun. So thanks for that. Let me just get rid of that. Mario, what do you want to do with your channel in the future? How do you see it sort of going?
I would probably say just grow again. Going back to the main thing, just grow in community, meet new people, get to know more people, learn from people. You know, I don't know everything. I don't think none of us do.
Definitely not.
Yeah.
You know, just learn from others. Like I've always said, and I tell my kids all the time, I said, make it a point to learn something new every single day, whether it's for work, whether it's personal, or
Yeah.
you know, just for fun. Learn something new about somebody, you know. But yeah, just kind of grow in community, and you know, hang out, have fun. I don't ever want this to be something that's like a hindrance or a burden or anything like that. So just keep having fun, which I have been, you know. So
Yeah. Oh, that's good. That's good. And have you got any other knives you'd like to show us, Mario?
the only one that I would say I did get this one, which apparently I got a good deal on it. Where'd it go? I done lost it. Oh, here it is. I went with my boys a few months back to an antique shop. I actually made a video about it. I had like $50 in my pocket to spend, and I was like, you know, went to the first one, didn't find anything good. I think I bought a little. Actually, I did. Bought a little peanut, Bear and Son peanut. Where'd it go? I done lost it. Oh, it's right here. I think I paid $20 for it. Little wood handled peanut.
Yeah.
So I was like, well, you know, I'm happy with that. Left it alone, and went to a second one. And I'm kind of looking around. This vendor there had probably about, I don't know, 15, 20 like vintage case knives. And this guy was sitting there, and it was actually, I could only see the side of it. So I don't know if you can see the bone there. It's kind of got like a white bone on it. And it's so I told the lady, I said, hey, can I see that one? I opened it up, and come to find out it's 1980, and he had $45 on it.
Wow.
1980.
Copper.
I can never remember. It's not a copperhead.
Copper.
Yeah.
With the penknife on it. So I paid the lady,
Fantastic.
and I ran out because I was looking on eBay, and they were going for over $100. So yeah, that was a pretty good find. And of course, being a birth year for me, that's kind of,
Excellent.
it was kind of fun. Yeah. So
Yeah, that's cool. That's cool, Mario. Sorry, what was? Oh, Chirk has just said, yeah, it's just. I mean, yeah, I don't have a lot of hair. But yeah, and
He loves you, baby.
So and my son cut my hair for me, with the so yeah, it's yeah, and Nigel's got it right. Bald lives matter as well. And although I am thinking about growing a beard, but then it might look as though I've got an upside down head. I'm not sure I want that, but anyway, we'll see. Yeah, so yeah, I know, that's fine. That's my job here, is to make you look good, Chirk. And we'll see next week when you're on the show. Sean, have you got any last knives to show us?
Well, I haven't shown this one lately, don't think. This is
Steady on.
That's a good one. So this is a German eye brand, Carl Schippler. And it's a big old Stockman, about the same size as a Case 75, actually. So it's a full size. Carbon steel. You've got your traditional sort of blades for a Stockman. Sheep's foot, spay blade, and then the large clip. Got the match strike pulls on this, on all the blades.
And what's the handle material on that?
It's bone, but kind of made to look like stag.
Yeah.
Yeah, nice long on the main blade. Yeah, it's nicely put together. I'm not entirely sure of the age of this one. I've had it a long time.
Yeah.
It's one I picked up from one of the blade forums many years ago now. But it's not really done much. I did carry it for a little while, but only ever had very, very light use. Really, didn't really.
Yeah. It's nice though. I like it.
Yeah, it's probably not quite UK legal blade lengthwise, but
yeah.
So there's that one. I'll show this again. I've shown it fairly recently, but this is the ploughman's knife, or the lunch knife.
Yeah.
So called made for cutting sandwiches. But it's an old one. Good half stop on it. And good walk and talk, but look at that craggy.
That's beautiful.
Yeah.
Old craggy bone. So yeah, that one. This is always worth a look. Another big old Stockman. This is a Schrade Wolstenholme. Big old clip point. Wooden covers. 2 back springs with brass liners. You've got a big old sheep's foot that has got.
Oh, I like that.
Snap like a bear trap.
Ooh. Yeah.
And then quite a pointy spade blade on this. It's almost like a spear point.
Sorry, there's a question from Phoenix here. Forgive his ignorance, but what's a Stockman? Do you want to?
Basically, a Stockman is so called because they were used for cattlemen, and they usually had, as one of the blades, a spay blade for nutting, for want of a better word.
Castrating?
Yeah, castrating, that's the one. Castrating the bulls. And obviously, the other blades are just for general use. And a sheep's foot's always a good working blade. Strong tip. Get lots done with that. And having 3 blades meant that you'd always got one that was, well, hopefully you'd always got one that was sharp. You'd be out on doing a day's work. You should get through a day with 3 blades.
Yeah. And maybe one clean to eat your dinner with as well. That was.
If you've been castrating bulls, I'm not sure.
I'm not sure I'd want to use that one, but unless they were cooking.
Quick wipe on your jeans and you'd be
What
all
are
right.
they called? Is it sweetbreads? Are they called sweetbreads?
I don't call mine that. But
they call them mountain oysters over here.
Is it? Yeah, I think it's a name that's so you don't really know what it is. That's
mountain oysters.
Oh, and of course there's an FFS from Tony who says they call it spaying, Sean. I never think of spaying for animals though. For stock. I always thought that was just for like pets.
Well, that's why it's a spay blade, isn't it?
Yeah, I guess so. I guess. And was started now about bull's poo on toast for lunch, but I've just got it was just something which I thought was interesting, which is just to show the difference between a Swiss Army knife, and this is a Wenger, and a British Army knife, which is just different in levels of complexity and tools. And there's a few more on this, but if people aren't familiar with this, and this was a gift from Mikey, so a big thank you. But it took me back to one that I had as a lad that I used to use for fishing. But we were talking about sheep's foot, but this is a cracking sheep's foot on there. And then if I can open it, there's also one of the older sort of fierce type can openers that you can use as a bottle opener as well. And then the is it a marlin spike it's called? For rope work for undoing knots, and a flathead on the end as well. So a nice simple sort of workman's knife. I think my grandfather had one similar, but with the old what did you call that black crisscross?
Bex.
I think it was like that, but with the Bex type handle on that. So anyway, I think that's it for now. A big thank you to everybody in the chat, and I'm not gonna go through. It's a South Park reference, so we maybe won't have that. So from Nigel. But anyway, you'll see it in the chat later. So a big thank you for Mario for coming on. Please check out his channel, and if you like it, subscribe. So it's always he's got some great videos. I've watched quite a few of them now. Great to have you on the chat, Mario. Good to meet another Texan other than TK, so we can see that TK is just TK, and it's not just because he's from Texas. Thanks again, Sean. It's great to have you on the show. So hopefully it's going to be Chirk next week, but I'll confirm, and hopefully Jonathan soon after. And as I said, let me know if anybody else wants to come on. We're normally at this time every Sunday, pretty much. So I hope everybody has a great week. Don't forget to watch TK's show at some ridiculous time, UK time. I think it's 9.
Morning, I think.
Is it 9:30 Texas time? I think 9:30 p.m. That's on a Wednesday. On a Thursday, there's Paddy's live show. On the Friday, the Lost Boys have got their show at 9 o'clock. And then it's a bit of a wait round to this one. There is a slot on a Sunday tea time UK time that's now missing, as Slippy and TK have are having a hiatus in their shows for a bit. I'm sure they'll come back with a special at some point. So thanks for watching, and hopefully catch you here the same time next week. Thanks everyone. Thanks Mario.
Thank you, everyone.
Thanks everyone.
Thank you.
Have a great week, everybody.